Welcome to Season 11, Aramaic Word of the Day. As an Israeli guide who spent years walking the dusty roads of ancient Galilee and praying beneath the arches of many monasteries, I often pause when I hear Western believers speak of the Holy Spirit. They say Spirit and I nod, but my heart whispers Ruha. You see, in the Aramaic word of Jesus, Ruha isn't just spirit the way the Western Indo-European mind understands it as something abstract, immaterial, or metaphorical. In the West, shaped by Greek dualism and Enlightenment rationalism, spirit is often divorced from breath, body, and movement. It becomes a concept, something to analyze, categorize, and sometimes to doubt. But in the Semitic world, in Aramaic, Ruha is breath, it is wind, it is life itself. Ruha comes from the verb ra, to blow, to exhale, to cause movement. Every time someone in ancient Israel said Ruha, they were speaking of something felt, the stirring of a breeze across your skin, the warm exhale of a mother over her newborn child, the final sigh of a man at death, and the first gasp of a baby at birth. In the Aramaic mindset, Ruha is never separated from action. It's not a distant ethereal presence. It is the invisible that moves the visible. Like the wind over the Sea of Galilee, it cannot be seen, but its power is always known by what it stirs. Now compare this with the Western idea. In Indo-European thought, take Latin spiritus or Greek pneuma, we begin to move toward abstraction. Spiritus is elevated, intellectual, something more philosophical than personal. The body is often seen as separate or even lesser. But in Semitic thinking, and especially in Aramaic, there is no separation between the breath of God and the life of a human. The two are intertwined. God's Ruha animates us moment by moment. That's why when Yeshua breathed on his disciples in John 20:22, and he breathed on them and said, receive the Holy Spirit, the Aramaic understanding is not metaphorical, it is literal. The breath of the risen one is the Spirit. He didn't give them a doctrine of pneumatology. He gave them his Ruha, his presence, power, and nearness in breath. Let me tell you something I've learned from standing in the prayer caves of the Judean desert in Qumran. If you quiet your soul enough, you can feel the Ruha there, not because it's emotional, but because it's real. The Aramaic word doesn't ask, what is the Spirit? It asks, where is the Spirit blowing? And that question implies a sacred responsibility to move with it. Reflect and breathe my question for you. My friend, are you walking with the Spirit like an idea or like a breath? Are you analyzing God or inhaling Him? My hope is that as you learn the language of Jesus, you learn to breathe again with Him, slowly, deeply, without rush, because Ruha is already within you. All you have to do is listen for the wind. That was the Aramaic word of the day. For more in-depth Aramaic words, check our website, twinsbiblicalacademy.com.